Hey everyone, we'll start the webinar in 2 minutes. So just be patient. We'll be starting the webinar in 2 minutes. Hello everyone. Welcome to another amazing webinar here with Envision. I am Karthik Mahadevan, and this time I get to be the honored to be your host. That's because Vanessa, who is normally doing the hosting, is off on a holiday, a well-deserved your holiday in Japan. So so I get to do the honors. We have a lot of exciting, fun things that is packed into the webinar today. Let me quickly share my screen with you. Uh, you get to see what I'm seeing. Hold on. Cool. So yeah, let's go with all the fun stuff we have in the webinar for you today, starting with a quick overview of the program. In this webinar, we have your three parts to the webinar. Your today, we will be jumping in first and foremost into an interview of the guests that we have on board here. We're doing this interesting your program with the Lighthouse, your guild in New York called the TechPals, and we have two your participants of this program who will be on here, and they will just talk to us a bit more about the work that you're doing. So stay tuned for that. Then I will be back on to walk you through some of the under the hood updates that we've been working on here at Envision and Ally. So you definitely don't want to let miss out on some spicy under the hood updates that I have for you. And then finally, as always, we will open the floor for a Q&A. So all of you can jump on and ask all the questions that you want on this webinar with us live. Before we begin, just a few simple housekeeping. The event today is being recorded, and it is also being streamed live on YouTube. We will do our best to answer as many of the questions that's possible in the in like the Q&A section at the end of the event. If you're invited to speak, the keystroke to mute and unmute yourself on Zoom is Alt plus A for Windows and Command plus Shift plus A for Mac. You can ask a question in a various way. You can either use the Q&A option in Zoom to just to type the question that you have, and we can go ahead and answer them. You can also use the raise hand function that's available within Zoom, and then we can bring you on as a panelist, and you can ask us your question directly. To do a raise hand on a Mac, you can do Option Y, and on Windows, you can do Alt Y. If you're watching this on a YouTube, just use the chat your function in a YouTube to ask your questions. We'll be monitoring the chat stream there as well, so you can also ask us a question on there. With that, without any further ado, I would want to bring on Ria, you're from our team, to talk to Jonathan and Amaisha from the TechPals. Take it away, Ria.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Karthik. So today we have very special guest at this monthly webinar, and it's Jonathan and Maisha, the TechPal interns from the Lighthouse Guild. They joined Envision recently, and I'm so excited to have them both with us on board. Jonathan and Maisha, hi. You can go ahead and unmute yourselves, please. And I just wanted to first to start the conversation with you telling us more about this TechPal program.
Um, Hi, yeah, of course. Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan. Um, I'm an intern at Envision who recently started, and it's been a pleasure working here. And I actually got referred to this internship by the TechPals program I began completing back in October in the Lighthouse Guild in New York City. This is essentially a program in which I basically work as a technology mentor who teaches volunteers who are usually 55 plus years in age accessibility features on their mobile devices, such as the voice over screen reader and Siri voice assistant on their iPhones. That's what we mainly do. I teach them skills of how to use these technologies, these features. I tell them, for example, how to use VoiceOver, which is a screen reader of the iPhone, how to launch apps, how to make calls, how to search websites, all using the screen reader. And it's amazing because most of them never tried this before, and they said that they really think they can live independent and more productive lives by using VoiceOver. And it's a really big miracle for them because all of them have recently lost their vision, and they had no idea how to use their mobile devices. When they lost their sight, they told me, hey, um, I don't think I can use my phone anymore because I can't see the apps. I can't see anything on it. I'm like, that's not true because thankfully Apple has a really useful built-in feature called VoiceOver that essentially speaks to you and reads all the content on the screen while performing gesture controls. So I basically taught them how to do different gestures, and many of them are very satisfied with the experience. They said, "Thank you. I know how to call my daughter now. I know how to place a ride for an Uber. I know how to text my loved ones." So they found this program to be very helpful, and most of them recommended this program to their visually impaired friends. So we have more people doing this than ever before, and it's really been a pleasure teaching them, as all my clients are patient, they're very eager to learn, and most importantly, they want to be here, and they're going to use the skills that they learn outside this experience in their everyday life. So it's been a pleasure doing it, and it's really been a successful program.
Wow, that's super inspiring, and we really see how, the small wins are always in the little things, and it's just great what you're doing. Maisha, how has it been being a fellow tech pal?
Yeah, TechPals has been great. I've gotten to meet a lot of new people and I've got to hear their stories, and it feels like me and my mentees at the TechPals program, it feels like we've been through the journey together, the journey of discovery and, just going through the hopes and the fears. And it's also been really nice to get to know them on a more personal level as they share um, information, through small talk and also as we talk about goals.
Yeah.
It's been nice to get to know them.
And I think everyone here wants to know what's it like being an intern at Envision. If you guys can sum it up a bit and tell me like the highlights so far.
Of course, I love I love working at Envision. I'm part of the content marketing and product testing teams. Um, so for the content marketing team, I essentially write different blogs on Ally, and how I found this AI assistant to be helpful in my life and the features that I like. I also wrote blogs about accessible gaming in terms of what Ally can do, how it can play different games such as trivia and adventure. And just it's basically, and I incorporated my personal experiences into these blogs as well, such as um, like what what kind of things both the Envision AI app and Ally apps can help me with, respectively. And I say before, if I had a document, it wasn't accessible. It's not accessible to me because there's no way I could read the document. The letters on it are too small. But actually, Ally has a feature in which it could scan the document and it could read it to me. So this really helped me out, especially when I um, do schoolwork. It can help me, scan different documents and read everything. And that's what I basically write the blogs about, how Ally has helped me personally and professionally in my life. And my other responsibility at Envision is working at the product testing team. And I essentially write feedback reports about different technical issues I find while testing out the Ally app and also the web version of the app. So I conduct 3 weekly testing sessions, around 30 minutes each, and any bugs or anything, any aspect about the app and website I want to improve, I put everything down on a Google form and say like what kind of issue is this, and
Yeah.
how can I reproduce this issue. So just basically testing out their apps to make it as best as possible for the user.
Yeah, your inputs are definitely valuable, and just from working with you both, what really what really stands out to me is the candidness. So, for example, Maisha, she's been writing blogs, like really insightful blogs into her experience as a young blind student in New York City. So, how is it cooking when you're blind, or how is it living in New York City when you're blind, or being a student? So, Maisha, my question to you, do you have plans to, after this internship, to, let's say, becoming a content creator or even influencer? Because I really see it for you happening. You have a very nice opinion and take on things.
You know what? Now that I've given it a try, I think maybe. I wasn't so sure at first because I've never um created blog posts before. Envision gave me like the first exposure, so I'm really grateful and I think I found a new hobby, so absolutely.
That's really nice. And so far, how have you guys been using Ally? Like, can you recall a moment where it really surprised you, let's say, or made you laugh?
I like talking to Zoe. I feel like she has a
Feisty.
lot of my personality, so we make jokes, and I use Tom to help me with my blog posts. And also, I really like that there's a chat feature. So if I want something scanned, I can use the chat feature and then copy and paste that into an email for future reference.
Nice. What about you, Jonathan?
I recently used it. There's actually a recipe that I wanted to look up. So I asked how to make General Tso's chicken, and it gave me a comprehensive guide of how to make uh, like step by step, and it was really easy following along. It gave me a detailed breakdown. It made it clear. It was very simple. It explained it very well. Also, just generally, whenever I just want to search the web, usually before I knew Ally, I would go to Safari and just type whatever I needed. But since this is a easy hands-free experience, I just go on Ally and say, search this on the web, search how much is the latest iPhone cost, for example, and it gives me a straightforward answer, very accurate, very easy to use, very simple, and it's really become a nice companion to do whatever I need it to complete.
Super nice. And so after you're done with your internship and let's say your studies, do you guys have like a dream career you're thinking about or not is also okay. I'm just like very curious as to, what your ambitions are.
I'm interested in computer science and um, also finance.
Nice.
Right, and I actually studied English in college, and this relates to what I want to do in the future because I also want to be a content writer who writes about my experiences, using assistive technology and different um, different technologies that help me as someone who's visually impaired, and Envision gave me my dream job early because this is exactly what I want to do in the future.
Oh. And just to to wrap this up a bit, so what would you like if you have an advice to give to, let's say, people your age, young students or youngsters in general who happen to be blind and low vision or have low vision? Do you have any advice, or even how can someone like join the TechPals program, let's say?
The TechPals program is through Lighthouse Guild, so they
Yeah.
have newsletters and people you can reach out to through their organization. But in terms of advice, I would say one of the most important advices that has helped me is sometimes things might not seem accessible at first if you have a visual impairment, but there's always a way out there that you don't know about yet. So connecting with people and organizations, I think is really helpful for learning about new ways to do that. You know, I didn't know about Ally until I started interning with Envision. So Ally has made a lot of things accessible for me that I didn't think would be accessible before.
Yeah, and for me, yeah, I discovered TechPals. Also, yeah, like to the Lighthouse Guild. Anyone can reach out towards our supervisor here and say that we're interested in doing TechPals, and they accept anyone, I believe, from ages 18 to 24. And we're just looking for new people here, so it's an amazing time right now to reach out for an internship here. In terms of the best advice I would give to someone who's blind or visually impaired, I would say like always stay curious and always be involved in the community. Like always do research online. Hook yourself up with different support organizations because I didn't even know about this incredible assistive technology before. I never knew anything amazing as like the Envision glasses or Ally, and just me doing research and finding this Tech Pals program, it gave me, the knowledge and the connection of joining this internship, and then me learning and testing these incredible technologies. So my advice is always stay connected, be active on social media, see what they have to post about new innovations, ask around. Always, if you have visually impaired friends, they're a great resource as well because they can give you advice about what they're using in their lives, to make themselves more independent. Just always, you know, put yourself out there and always stay in the reach.
Yeah, the power of community is just amazing for everyone, really. Thank you guys so much for joining today's webinar. Please do stay on the line because we will then have a Q&A and some people might have questions for you. So be ready and thanks again.
Thank you. Thank you for
Karthik,
having me.
I will pass the mic to you now.
Awesome. Thanks, Yodia and Jonathan and Amaisha. It's been a lot of your fun having the both of you in the team. Thank you so much. All right. So with that, now we go to the fun part of the webinar, which is the under the hood part. This is also a responsibility that is normally handled by the other Karthik at Envision. But again, it is my lucky day. I have the honor to reveal what's been happening under the hood at Envision and at Ally specifically. So as you know, your Ally has been the main focus at Envision for us for a while. So we have sort of some very interesting features that were under your development and beta your testing by our group of your beta testers. The first one was the conversation history. That's a feature that has been in the works for a while. It was a much requested feature as well. A lot of you have been asking us for a way to keep the conversation your history and to be able to go back and pick up the conversations that you've been having with your allies at any point. That is now a feature that has been fully beta you're tested, and it has hit the app stores and the play stores as of this week. So if you can go and update your ally to the latest version, you'll be able to now see conversation history in the preferences, and there you will be able to go and just listen to all the conversations that you've been having with your allies so far, and pick up a conversation at any point that you want to. There are two other fun things that's in the works in Ally right now, and they will both be hitting the beta testers very, very soon. The first one is the custom voices features. So as you know, in the Ally app, you have the option to pick and choose from some really amazing sounding voices. But now you also have the ability for those voices to be, um, you know, customized further with a prompt. So you can simply write how you want the voice to sound, and then the voices will go ahead and say exactly what you want it to say. So this sort of takes the whole personalization aspect of your ally a step or like further, where you're like the voices exactly sound the way you want them to sound. Let me play you some examples of these to illustrate exactly what I mean, right? So I have a demo that with me here, uh, which I'm going to play for you, so you can listen to exactly what I mean. Um, for example, here I have like a version of Ally that I have built, and I have given it specific prompt to sound like a gourmet chef, right? Let me write something for it to say. Okay, so I've put in like a prompt, and I've made it pretty descriptive. So I've said that you are an exuberant Italian chef, describing details of your menu. You're passionate about the quality of ingredients and stuff like that, and your emotion is you're warm, exuberant, and like patient. So this is not how exactly my ally sounds with these very specific prompts for its voice.
Hello, listeners of the Envisioner webinar. How is your day going today? It's nice to meet you.
So as you can see how it sort of just sort of embodies that your prompt you're within it. Now let me use the same base voice, but actually just change the prompting of it, right? So like the base voice of that is the same, but now I'm going to make it sound like a medieval knight, right? So I've done some prompting here where I've asked it to be to have a deep, commanding, and a slightly dramatic like voice, with an archaic and a reverent quality that reflects the, the grandeur of old English storytelling. I wanted to have a tone that's noble and heroic and like formal, and to capture the essence of the medieval knights and the epic like quests. And I've asked it to have a exciting your emotion with a sense of like mystery and so on and so forth. So now the exact same a bass voice with this as a prompt. Here's how that sounds.
Hello, listeners of the Envisioner webinar. How is thy day going today? It's nice to meet thee.
So as you can see, it's the exact same thing, but it sort of, like sounds very different than the other stuff that you heard. Lastly, let me show you the same thing, but this time I've done the prompting for this to sound like a Santa Claus. So with the prompting, I've sort of I made sure that it has a joyful and a playful and like a holiday spirit kind of like vibe to it. And this is how like a Santa Claus like will sound, but with the same bass voice in this case as well.
Hello, listeners of the Envisioner webinar. How is your day going today? It's nice to meet you.
So as you can see, those are some examples of how you can customize voices in Ally going forward. So you can pick from one of the 9 like base voices that we have, but then you can further customize that your base voice to sound exactly how you want it to sound. So if you want it to sound like an English a butler, you can do that. You want it to sound like a cowboy, you can do that. You want it to sound like a robot, you can do that. So your imagination is the limit. So whatever you want it to sound like, you just simply have to define it within the settings, and Ally will totally completely adapt the personality. This is amazing for me because, as some of you probably here know, I had my Ally to have the personality of Alfred from like a Batman. So I have now like redone my Ally to exactly sound like a English butler. So he has that sort of exact same like voice characteristics that I wanted him to have. So so now I have it exactly sound like the English butler that I wanted him to sound like all the time. So this is a feature that's extremely exciting. This is coming and hitting all the Ally beta testers first, probably your end of this week or early early next week. Once it has gone through a series of beta tests, it will then be pushed to production. In addition to this, there's another very fun, exciting thing that we've been working on. Also, like a much requested feature, which is called shortcuts. So, as you know, Ally basically offers you this endless opportunity to ask anything that you want to, and it will go and find the answer to a question that you're asking in the best way you're possible. But some of the questions that you ask are probably recurring ones, right? These are your questions that you ask it every day or every so often. So you don't want to keep asking and enunciating the whole questions every time. So to solve that, we have shortcuts. And the way it works is you can simply go into the preferences and you can create a shortcut that you want to. Now, in order to create a shortcut, you only need to input 3 things, like a name for the shortcut. So let me go ahead and build a shortcut with you as we do this webinar. So I'm going to create a shortcut to help me check the weather, because that's something that I do every day in the morning to know exactly what I need to be prepared for. So that's a question I ask Ally every day in in the morning. So I go into the shortcuts settings of my app and I click on create a new shortcut, and I like name my shortcut whether a check. Now I can choose a mode in which I want this a shortcut to your function. So I can either do it in the call mode, where I can talk to the ally in like a voice mode, or I can do message ally, where I can the answer will be in form of a text. And then I have like a field called ask this, right? So I'm going to go in there and I'm going to input what is the weather going to be like today, because that's the question I ask ally every day in the morning, right? So now I have this shortcut saved. Now what happens is this shortcuts shows up on my start screen, right? So on my start screen, where I have call ally and a message ally as the two option, now I also have your weather check, which is a shortcut that I just built, show up on my start screen. Right now, all I need to do, let me actually do this part with like voiceover, so you can actually hear what it says.
Voiceover on settings.
So here I go on
Call ally button.
call ally,
Message ally button.
like message ally,
Weather check
and then I
button.
finally go to a weather check. I do a double tap.
Processing. End conversation button.
It's opened ally straight away. Now I don't need to say anything, and ally will do its thing.
Hold to talk button. Double tap and hold to talk.
Today in Rotterdam, you can expect overcast clouds with a temperature around 65 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a bit cool and cloudy, so you might want to have a light jacket handy if you're heading out. Would you like me to help with anything else?
So there you go. So when I hit the shortcut button, it automatically opened the ally. It asked the question automatically without me having to ask it again, and then just gave me the answer, right? So you can build a shortcut for pretty much anything. You can build a shortcut to give you a like a description of something in like in front of you. You can build like a shortcut to
You can ask something like, "Do I need to bring
scan.
my umbrella today?" Alert. Accessibility shortcuts selected.
Let me get the
Start
voiceover
off.
out of the way. So you can build a shortcut to help you scan and summarize a document, for example. And what it does is it brings all of these various capabilities and functions of Ally to be something that you can access very, very easily. So if there are tasks or stuff that you ask Ally very, very frequently, then you can just build a shortcut of it. And then with that shortcut, you can always ask the questions without having to ask the question. So this is also a feature that's going to be hitting the hitting a beta in like a week's time, and if all goes well in your testing, we should be able to see that in your production also very, very soon. And for all of this development and all the stuff that we're building, I would want to genuinely thank all the subscribers of Ally Pro. It's because of your support and your subscription, we are able to actually spend our engineering efforts and resources in developing these specific features that you've been asking for. So I would definitely want to take a moment here to thank everybody who have subscribed to an Ally Pro. And if you're out there and if you think these are features that will be incredibly useful or valuable to you and the community around you, we definitely encourage you to subscribe as well. And with that, I would like to bring a close to the formal like a part of your webinar. We now move into the Q&A section. So this is the time for all of you to engage with us, ask us your question, and we're here to answer as many of them as we can today. I'll just quickly repeat how can you ask your questions. You can either use the raise your hand option on Zoom, and you can ask us your question that way, because then I can bring you on as a panelist, and you can just have a chat with us. And you can also ask a question using the Q&A feature in Zoom. So if you just ask a question, we'll answer it live. And we're also taking a look at all all your comments on YouTube. So if you just put in your questions in your chat there, we are also happy to answer all the questions there. Now, without any further ado, let me jump into the questions straight away. There is a question already in the Q&A from Ken Alec Ralph, who says, I have a question. I have Ally on my computer. I have signed in with my username and a password since I have it on my iPhone as well. On the computer using the tab key, I'm unable to go to the text portion of the screen. It just takes me to like a menu and a mute and unknown 0 button. I cannot get past this. I've tried every way I can with JAWS to get there, but it's not happening. Do you have a solution? Yeah, Ken, I think I'm not sure exactly what's happening in your case, but we'll definitely want to help you with this as soon as possible. If I can ask you to drop in an email to our support your channel, that will be the fastest way for our engineers to get in contact with you and help you with this specific your issue that you're having on Ally on the web. So you can send us an email to support at ally.me. So that's support at allY.me. And then we'll to make sure that our engineers reach out to you to help you solve this problem at the earliest. There is a question from Daniel Alvarez who says, how can I find the like a blog entries regarding LA? Daniel, all the blogs about allies are being posted on our website. So if you go to ally.me, you will find a link to the blogs there. It's in the footer. So if you scroll all the way down in the footer, there is like a link to the blog, and there you will find all the blogs that we've been putting out, including the ones that's been spoken about by our interns here. Mark Vincent says, are those shortcuts going to be available from the lock screen on your smartphone? Yes, Mark, that's what we are working on to also, so whatever your shortcuts you are able to like create within the Ally app, those will also be available through the shortcuts app on your lock screen as well. So yes, that is something that is also a possibility. Scott Marshall says, is Ally a Pro part of the unlimited pass on glasses, or is this separate subscription? So Ally Pro is separate from the glasses. So yeah, Ally Pro is a separate subscription from the glasses. Okay, I have some raised hands here. So let me start bringing people in. I'm gonna first bring on Joel DeJean. I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly. Joel, you can unmute yourself and ask us your question.
Yes, how do I sync my iPhone Ally preferences to my smart glasses? Got it.
So your question is how to sync the Ally like our preferences with those on your smart glasses, which I'm assuming you're referring to Envision glasses. So basically the way to do it is on the Envision glasses, simply you need to go to the Ally feature. When you do a 2-finger single tap on the Ally feature, it will give you the option to sync your Ally, right? And at that moment, you need to open the Ally app on your phone, go to like preferences, and under connections, there is the option called Envision glasses. When you tap on that, you will be shown a dynamic QR code. So then with your glasses, you just need to scan the QR code, and then your Ally on the glasses will be synced with the Ally on your phone. And then all the preferences, all the allies, all the customizations, all the personalization that you've done to Ally on your phone will reflect on the glasses as well.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joel. I hope that was helpful. now we will move on to Hector Hernandez. Hector, you can unmute yourself and ask us your question.
Hello?
Yes, hi Hector.
Okay, 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number one, can Ally work offline? I mean, is there any plans for that happening?
Like as of now, no. So as of now, Ally is online only. Your function, because we do like use a lot of AI functionalities that are currently not fully offline compatible. But eventually, we will be exploring some offline functionality, like the ability to read text and stuff like that. We can do a few of those things online, you're offline. So we are exploring an offline a mode for Ally, but yeah, it's not in the short term.
Okay. Next question, the new features that are coming out,
Mm-hmm.
are they only for the pro members or can anyone use them?
So the conversation history, the custom voices, and your shortcuts will be a pro only feature.
Okay.
But there are other features in the pipeline, like document guidance and a layout detection and stuff that we're also working on. Those will be for everyone. But yeah, like these 3 specific features are going to be a pro feature.
Okay. Another question is like for the because I'm using for the I'm one of the free users.
Mm-hmm.
Like the time limit on the calls. Is there any chance of like choosing how long you want to go till?
Sorry, like I'm not sure I understood like the question. Could you please like repeat it again?
Okay, like the call limit on Ally.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any is there can you maybe in the future maybe choose how long you want the call limit to go?
Yeah, so basically, there is like a limit on how long you can have a call with an ally. So, for example, for a free user, we currently you're capping like the call at like 10 minutes. So, if you're a free your user, you can talk to ally for a for 10 minutes at a stretch. You can of course always do unlimited like calls, but each call is capped at at like 10 minutes. If you want like unlimited your talking time with ally, then that's currently only available for a
And you have
pro.
to subscribe to the premium pro or premium.
Yeah,
Okay.
a pro, yeah, correct.
All right. Thanks for your time. Thank you for your time.
All right, appreciate that, Hector. Thank you so much. Then let's go to Joshua. Joshua, you can unmute yourself and ask us your question.
Hello.
Hi, Joshua. How are you doing today?
My question is, when comes the old John voice on Ally app?
Sorry, I didn't understand the question. Joshua, could you repeat it?
In the first beta versions, when I had tested beta versions, was the first voices John, Daddy, or John, George, Lily, and other voices. Why is the John voice away?
Okay. Yeah. So when we launched your Ally initially, when it was still a beta, you're testing out with like a few different TTS options. Like to pick with.
Yeah.
So we didn't continue with a lot of like different options that we were doing like a testing with. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so like those voices are not available because we have picked these, like 9 voices as the ones that we want, that are overall, like,
Yeah. Wait. Yes.
so the older voices are not available anymore.
Okay. Then thank you so much for answering the question.
All right, Joshua, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
All right, there is a question from Stephanie who asks, "What is the price of the glasses, and who do you contact to purchase them?" Stephanie, the glasses are currently retailing for $1,899 for like a read edition, then $2,499 for a home edition, and a 3,499 for a professional edition. You can purchase them on our website, which is www.letsenvision.com. That's letsenvision.com. That's where you can purchase those glasses. Okay, there is a question in on YouTube. This one says, "Will a voice customization and shortcuts be available for free users, or be part of the subscription model?" So the voice customization and shortcuts will be a pro feature because they are a little bit of extra customization that's like needed, and also there is a cost on our end attached to actually offering these. So yeah, so they will be a part of the pro model. They will not be available to everybody for free. For shortcuts, we are still figuring out the details, so maybe we'll have a few shortcuts available for everyone. But yeah, like but the ability to like create new shortcuts and things like that is going to be a pro feature. What are some of the new things that are coming to Ally? So yeah, so like the stuff that we spoke about in today, conversation history, which is already in the Play Store and the App Store. Then customizable voices, which are going to be coming out to beta testers this week. Then there is your shortcuts, which will be coming out to beta testers next week. Then there's a whole bunch of other things. For example, we're improving the ability to scan text with Ally. So now it will also offer you the document guidance the way you're probably are used to in the Envision app. So it will make sure that the document that you're trying to scan with Ally is actually centered, and it'll offer you like in your information on how to center the document within the camera frame. So that's also a big feature that will be coming like to Ally, in addition to reading the text in a much more advanced way. So those are some of the things that's in the pipeline. There's a lot more exciting, fun things that we will be announcing very soon as well. Scott Marshall says, "Do you have a full list of Pro versus Ally features on the website?" We do currently. You have it in the help center. It's not on ally.me directly, but there's an FAQ in there that actually answers this. But yeah, we will be developing like a proper section to address this on the website. As of now, the differences mainly are on a pro subscription, you get unlimited conversation, unlimited minutes of conversations. You get to add unlimited amount of allies. So you can add as many allies as you want to. Plus, you get access to some advanced pro only features like conversation, a history, customized voices, and shortcuts. You also get a priority your support. So if you are a pro users, you will have a priority access to our your support team in case you run into any issues. So those are the differences as of now. There'll be a lot more as we continue to develop Ally further, but we'll keep updating this on both our help center and on the website. There's a question from Paul Mims, who says, is there any likelihood Ally will be available on other wearable devices other than Envision glasses? Yes, there is a likelihood of that. There is a lot of work that we're putting on at the moment into exploring different options. So we will definitely be sharing with you a lot more about that as and when we can. All right. Any more questions? You can also ask a question to to Jonathan or Maisha, who are still on the webinar with us. So if you have a question that you want to ask them about the internship or the TechPals, a program they're a part of, or anything, also feel free to ask that question to them as well. You can simply do a raise hand and we can bring you on to answer your questions. But I think as we are approaching the end of the webinar, I do want to leave you all with a teaser, because all of you stuck around till the very end. You guys get the privilege of a little teaser. Something big is coming on the 14th of August. That's all I can say at the moment. I wish I could say a lot more, but we have some massive announcement coming on the 14th of August. So please mark that date in your calendar and check your emails on the August 14th. Check the social media on August 14th. You will be in for a really, really pleasant and an exciting surprise. That's all I can say at the moment. I will not be able to say anything more, but I want to talk to all of you on after August of 14 as well, after we have been able to make some amazing announcements. So with that, I would like to bring a close to this exciting webinar. There's a lot of things brewing up here. We are super busy at Envision, bringing all these new features to Ally, doing all this new partnerships. I didn't even get a chance to talk about the amazing work we did with your museums in San Francisco on this webinar, because there's so much just happening. It's exciting, but at the same time, it can be a handful to be able to talk all of that with you in the span of an hour. But I do want to put a pause on this here. We will continue this conversation, as and when we can on your socials. A final note: if any of you are in San Francisco, there is like a demo of Ally that we have specifically built for the Asian Arts Museum. Asian Arts Museum is one of the biggest museums in San Francisco, and we have done a partnership with them where the Ally app is able to recognize the artwork within the museums. It's able to access the database of the museums to actually give you a very detailed description of the artwork, but also go ahead and answer any of the follow-up you have about the artwork, about the intention of the artist, about what is the meaning, and all of those fun stuff. So if you are in the vicinity of San Francisco, this a Sunday is an open day, so you can actually visit the museum for free, and you can try your firsthand how Ally for museums would work. This is a project that we're trying to replicate across all the museums in the world eventually. So this would be your opportunity to give it a try for the first time. With this, we believe we can make not just museums, but any kind of public space a lot more accessible. So yeah, please go out to give it a try at the Asian Arts Museum in San Francisco this weekend. But yeah, if there is a museum that you think we should be talking to bring the accessibility, a power of Ally to, please let us know by email or in the comments. And with that, thank you all. I hope you all have a good day. Enjoy the summer weather, and we'll see you on a webinar again very, very soon. Bye.